Hello, my lovely Capricornians. Welcome to your June 2019 reading. This is a reading for Capricorn Sun, Rising and Moon sign. It is a general reading, my lovely Capricornians. Also listen to your rising sign and your moon sign. Some months they will resonate more for you than your sun sign will. As I said, this is a general reading for you for the month of June. My lovely Capricornians, if you would like to book a private reading with me, which is going to be specific to you, then you can follow the link below to my website and you can book a reading from there. So let's get on with your reading. It's interesting, as I was meditating on you, my lovely Capricorns, as a collective, and as I was shuffling the cards for you, I feel like there's a lot of activity. There is a lot of decisions and indecisions for you to make. There's a time, I hear the word confusion from my guide. So it's confusion. It's not having a clarity of this is the direction I'm moving in. This is what I want to achieve. This is what I want to do. These are the decisions that I'm going to make. It's as if you're being pulled in many different directions by situations, by people, by circumstance. So it's an interesting sort of mix of energy that is around you, my lovely Capricorns. So let's on with the reading and let's see what's in store for you here. The first card that I've got for you is the Six of Coins, and this is an interesting one because to me this always depicts, it's about balance. It's the card of Libra, you know, it's Libra, the scales. The scales is about balance. There's circumstances, situations around you that are needing attention, that are needing to be brought back into alignment, that are needing to be brought back into balance. For some of you it's financial. Is there a division of financial situations, of assets, of, you know, that, and you need to make sure that there is a balance about it, that there is a fairness about it. If it's you digging your heels in or the other party digging your heels in, there needs to be a reassessment and there needs to be a balance brought in here. For some of you, it's a balance of the self. It's a balance of, excuse me, that happens when the energy comes in really strongly, and it's certainly really strong for your reading. The balance here, I feel, is one of a personal nature. Are you in a relationship where there isn't an imbalance in circumstances, in situations, in workload, in fairness, in control? June is going to be a month where that's going to be looked at, that's going to be reassessed, that needs to be brought back into some sort of balance. So is it you that's pushing that? Is it you that's reached a point where this balance needs to be reached? There's a fairness about workload, there's a fairness about how things get done, there's a fairness about how much you're putting out and how much you're receiving back. That can be you receiving more than you're giving out, or it could be that you are wanting to receive more, you're wanting to bring that into balance. Because what we can, you know, what we do is we do things for people, and we give out and we give out and we give out our energy as empaths. But it reaches a point where you have nothing left to give. That nurturing also needs to come back to you. And so that's part of the alignment. That's part of what is going to come into review for you for the very beginning of June. You're going to be drawn to that. The way things were, it's no longer satisfactory. Let me pick up that card that I have knocked off the table. We need that because that's part of your reading, isn't it? Okay, so let's bring that balance back. Let's bring that balance back into alignment. That's going to be really important. Okay, so what's crossing you? What's crossing you? What's the driving force? You've got the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is about passion. It's about enthusiasm. It's about direction. It's about creativity. It's about that fire in your belly. So what's put that fire in your belly, or the bee in your bonnet, as we say? Something is stirring that. Something is pushing you to bring in change. to start things differently, to do things differently, to have things happen differently. There's got to be a new learning, a new beginning in how things are done, how things are seen. For some of you, it's a new beginning in a relationship that's not worked. Balance is one of finances, and now it's time for you to have that new beginning, to find out what you're wanting, what you're needing, what your desires are, what your dreams are, what your passions are, what your purpose is. It is your time to shine. The June is really going to be pushing you in that direction. It's going to be pushing you into that self-analysis of the way things are. There needs to be some changes. For some of you, those changes are going to be really big. For some of you, they're just going to be tweaking, getting things just right, for you to be able to move forward with strength and with confidence and with assistance, you know, with a balance in your life. So there needs to be that balance brought in. I'm also hearing for some of you, if you haven't had that balance of concentrating on your work or what you do for a living, and you're partying too hard, there's got to be a balance brought in there, okay? Equally, if you're working too hard and forgetting to enjoy yourself, forgetting to play, forgetting to do things that bring back that energy and nurture you, then that needs to be brought into balance. It's all about balance for you in the beginning of June, and it's really going to be hit the ground running. It's really going to be let's bring that balance in. I'm going to go to your recent past. And for some of you, you've got the Three of Swords. And for some of you, I just get a sense of some of you, this has happened well in the past. It's happened well in the past. And for others of you, it's coming up or it's there. The Three of Swords is of varying degrees, given with the cards that surround it. You know, for some of you that is in the past, there has been a big disappointment. And that big disappointment has pushed you to where you are, to want to bring in change, to want to realign, to want to bring in a balance and a fairness. What have you learned from all of that? What have you learned from that of giving, over nurturing, and not thinking about yourself? So that is triggering this need for balance. For others of you, it's I want to say a disappointment in someone that's around you. You know, have they let you down? When you've needed them there, they haven't been there. They haven't been there to support you. Where you've helped them in troubled times, they haven't reciprocated. They haven't been there for you. There's that sort of disappointment there that has hurt you emotionally and made you realize. And that may be what's pushing you to what's happening in the beginning of June, where you are thinking, well, okay, I can see things for how they are now, and I'm wanting to bring in a balance. I'm not going to overgive. I'm not going to overdo for others. It's time now that I need to think about myself. That's really coming through quite strongly for you, my lovely Capricornians. Okay, you've also got the Three of Wands here, and the Three of Wands is about change. It's about new opportunities, a new future, a new bright future. It's your ships come in, Capricorns, and so by mid-June there are going to be opportunities because you've sought this balance, because you've said to the universe, okay, that's not good enough, I don't want that. Well, the universe will say, well, how about this? How about these opportunities? They are the changes that you're bringing into for yourself, you taking those first steps, you're going to find that opportunities are going to come your way. There are going to be opportunities to bring in the changes that you desire, to bring in that self-recognition, to put yourself first, to seek your truth, I'm hearing. Seek your truth, seek your purpose. Is your deepest desires. That's what you want to do. You've got plans, you've got dreams, you've got ideas, and so you're needing the opportunity to be able to do that, which I really like. I think that's really going to fall into place for you in June. I really like that. Now, how it's going to manifest into your reality, it's going to get you into a bit of a bind. there is a bit of a bind, but it's self-created. So this is breaking your past programming. That's what I want to say to you. You're changing your programming, you're changing your behaviors, you're changing how you react to certain situations and how much you do for people. And it's going to put you in a bit of a bind. I'm hearing the word guilt. So for some of you, it's going to be difficult to release that and to change the way you do things and the way, because you're really being asked to change how you have always been. Make those minor changes so that you can also incorporate. I mean, you don't forget people completely, absolutely not. You still do nice things for people, but it's about finding that balance. So if someone needs your help and you want to help them, sure, that's, you need to do that. That's what we do as humans. We cooperate, we help each other, but don't break the balance of overdoing, so that if you've got things you want to do and someone asks you to do something, you drop what you're going to do and go and help them. And sometimes you've got to think, well, no, because what I'm needing to do is important to me and I need to do that first, and then I'll go and give them some assistance. And there you're finding your balance. So it is all about balance. It is all about balance. These new opportunities that I'm also hearing, these new opportunities that are going to come your way, these new opportunities to change, to incorporate this self-nurturing is what I'm hearing, is going to trigger this little dilemma for you. Oh my goodness, am I being selfish? There's a little bit of guilt there. You need to lose that. I always think guilt is a word that we need to go out into the garden or a park, dig a big hole and bury it, because guilt, there's no place for it. There's no place for it. There is a consideration of other people. Absolutely. The people we love, we want to help, we want to nurture, we want to also give assistance to. But we're important as well. So you are also important, and it's about really doing things that are going to be good for you as well. So make sure you leave space for that. Make sure you leave room for that. And don't forget that the confusion you feel, which is what was coming up when I was shuffling your cards, the confusion that you're feeling is self-created. This is in your mind. It's not what other people are thinking, and it's not how you're perceived. This is something you're creating, so you can undo it by changing how you perceive things and how you're thinking about things. So that's going to be really important for you as well. June is going to see you, like the Ace of Wands, you've also got the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands is about, well, everything that you've learned about yourself, about the people around you, about your behaviors, every difficulty that you've had, you've overcome it and you've learnt from it. And what you do is, instead of taking all of that baggage with you, you just take with you what you've learnt and how it's changed you and how you do things differently. So you lighten your load as you walk through to the next phase in your life, to that next part of your life, which is June. I mean, I feel like get through that door, there will be June waiting for you, with the rewards of what you've done in July is waiting for you, with the rewards of what's happened in June. So, through that door is July, and you're going to take with you what you've learnt, the wisdom that you've gained, the changes you've made within yourself. When we have difficult situations in our lives, it's really interesting, because as hard as they are when we're going through them, further down the track, and that time is different for everybody, as the healing takes place, you look back and you think, wow, I'm different, I've changed. And you've changed for the better. You're wiser, you're stronger, and so you are more able then to move on. And in hindsight, you can always look back at situations and say, well, that's what that taught me. That's what that situation taught me, and thank you for that. I'm grateful for that, and I have learnt these things moving forward, which makes your reality better. You know, I really like that. I really like that. You've got also the hanging man. I like this card, the hanging man. The hanging man is changing your perspective. I mean, what's your reality? Here you've got a fish down here and a mirror, and he's suspended upside down, and then you've got the sky and the moon. So there's a room, but there's the sky and the moon, and everything's topsy-turvy. Instead of looking up at the sky, you know, the sky is really beneath him and the room is above him because he's upside down. It's about changing your perspective on things, changing what is reality, what is real, what is real. We create our reality by changing our perspective on it. And that's what's going to be asked of you in June. It's going to be really helpful for you to change your perspective on something, whether it's dealing with somebody or a group of people, and you have your ideas and they have their ideas and there's an impasse. It's about changing your perspective on that, looking at it from their point of view, or looking at it differently, looking at it as a third person. And by doing that, you're going to be able to see things differently, see things sometimes more clearly, most times more clearly, when we step back from what our beliefs are and what we're wanting and just look at it as a neutral observer. I like that word, neutral observer. It's really good. And so this is what the hangman is asking of you. There's a certain amount of sacrifice that goes with that, because he is suspended upside down by ribbons, and balance. Again, balance is coming up for you. Balance is really important. So don't do things in anger or in extreme emotions. Be balanced when you're dealing with situations in June. It's asking you to be balanced. June is really asking you to be balanced, is asking you to weigh things out. Stay calm. You can only be suspended like the hanging man if you are calm. Because if you fight it, if we resist it, the balance is going to be broken. Interesting, isn't it? So your next card, which I like, is the Fool. And the Fool is the first card of the tarot deck. And you can see with this Fool here, he's got all the Arcana cards coming up ahead of him. It's about, there's going to be changes, and I feel like the changes that are going to happen for you, my lovely Capricornians, are internal. They're internal shifts. They're seeing things differently. They're seeing things in a different light. And so the Fool is bringing a new beginning. Let's start a new phase. Let's move into that next phase of our lives. Let's move into, I feel like June, July, August is going to be new for you. Things are going to be different. They're going to be different because your perception of them are different, which is really interesting. It's about trusting that you are exactly where you need to be. You are exactly where you need to be. You are in the right place. So whatever's going on around you, look at the balance of it. Be balanced. When you find yourself in situations, look at it from a different perspective. That's certainly going to help, and trust that you are going to be moving forward to a better future. It's a better future. For some of you, it's work that brings up these situations. For some of you, it's just a personal thing. So I don't feel like, relationships are going to crumble, but it's a personal thing of looking at where you are and how you perceive your world and how you want to change yourself. So it's self-reflection in June, absolutely self-reflection. For people that are single, it's also about this self-reflection, releasing what's ever gone on in the past and what have you learnt from it, move forward. And there is certainly opportunities to meet people. It's also asking you, if you're single, to socialize, to mix, to get out and meet people in a balanced, harmonious way, and that energy is absolutely going to come in for you. I really like that. You're certainly on a journey in June, my lovely Capricorns. Here you've got the Six of Swords, and that's about your journey. The ship reflects your body, it reflects you. It reflects you, and it reflects, and you know, all the swords are air, it's communication, it's new learning, it's new skills, new knowledge, and you're being offered a passage out of troubled waters, away from troubled waters. You're being offered a passage, riding on what you've learned from the past, riding on your knowledge. For some of you, there's a change of job that's coming up around you. Is it a promotion, or is it a move to another organization? I feel like it's a lateral move to another organization, but there's this passage out of a situation that you've been in and moving you forward into another situation. And I feel like things will just fall into place for you in June. Things will just fall into place because she's quite confident. The ship's moving forward. She's not rowing. She's not steering. She's just riding the ship. And that's you. It's just about being aware of the opportunities that are being presented to you and acting on those if you choose to. And they are just going to happen. Be aware of synchronicities, be aware of opportunities, because they will open up. Where an opportunity might seem like a small thing, it will grow, it will blossom, it will continue to expand as you move forward through the year, which is really interesting. And you know, the final card that you have is also a very interesting card. You've got the Two of Coins. Again, guess what? It's about balance. It's about balance. You're balancing situations. You're balancing work. You're balancing home life. You're balancing yourself. So it's still about balance as we exit, as we move through to July, you know, come to the end of June. What are you know, I want to say to you, what are you weighing out? What are you balancing still? You know, there's this balance has just come up for you in 3 cards this month in different ways. You've got the Scales, you've got the Hangman, and you've got the Two of Pentacles. Balance is going to be the key here for you in June, in seeing things clearly and in moving forward, and that will bring choices and decisions to you that you can make. You'll know, I feel like, follow your intuition and know about it, but I just feel like you need to feel this harmonious peace this month in moving forward, because it's going to move you forward to July. That's a really interesting reading. I hope that resonates for you, my lovely Capricorns. Also listen to your rising sign and your moon sign for added information. I'm also going to draw a card from the Oracles of Vision for you to summarize, give you some final words. You see, again, the cards are falling all over the place for you. And that's what happened when I was shuffling your cards and meditating on you. Let's have a look at what card's going to come out for you. And these are beautiful cards. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, so you've got this card here. How beautiful is that? You've got the red of, you know, your top chakra point, which is one of healing. And this woman, dressed quite lavishly, is holding a dove and healing it, healing the dove, holding it gently. You don't want to hold it tightly because it's going to hurt it or it'll fly away. But this card depicts for you, it's a card of nurturing. It's a card of nurturing the self. It's a card of finding that inner peace. It's a card of self-nurturing and healing, but it's also a card of healing others as well. So it's about considering other people and healing them because you have that ability, you have that nurturing quality. You have that nurturing quality and that quality of making people feel safe, because you have that control in your environment, and it's really lovely. And it's keep it gentle, and also don't forget to self-heal. So it's a time of self-healing, and that self-healing will come about for you in finding that inner balance, in finding that and that physical balance, that external balance. Bring things into alignment, change your perspective. It's not about head-on into arguments, it's about doing things gently and calmly and with balance this month. So that's the words for you this month. I hope you found that useful. I hope it resonates with you, and I wish you many, many blessings. If you would like to book a private reading with me, follow the link below to my website and you can book a reading from there. That will be specific to you. Many blessings, Capricorns.